This is Video Insights, a new series by Freiraum showcasing the people and products behind a selection of their brands. I'm Eliza Edwards, a Berlin-based journalist with a focus on environmental and ethical design. During this series, I'll be investigating the roles sustainability plays in each of these brands' DNA. Kūlson is a Berlin-based sneaker brand. With high-quality design and sustainable manufacturing embedded in Kūlson's DNA, this brand embraces the beloved classic with a modern approach. Today, I'll be joined by founder Benjamin in the Freiraum space. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's great to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the invite. How are you doing?
Of course, very well. So you are a Berlin-based sneaker brand.
Yes.
I'm curious to know, when was your first desire, when did you first feel the desire to create?
Well, I think I was always pretty creative, and I think it started with a typical children cave building at home. I created a lot actually. I built cars that didn't drive, I built sheds that no one could live in. I think I was pretty creative. I always wanted to have a surfboard with a jet engine. It came differently, but we don't know where it's going to end.
Nice. And were you always wearing sneakers as a child, or did that come later in life?
I think I was wearing sneakers most of the time, and actually my whole life I was wearing white sneakers already.
Nice. What were your original motivations for founding Kūlson?
I always had the desire to have my own product that has my own signature on it. But mostly I was just tired of wearing the same sneakers that are cheaply mass-produced under bad circumstances all the time, because I was always wearing white sneakers, and I ended up always wearing the same white sneakers. Then I realized that they are bad for my footbed. Most of the typical cheap-produced brands don't care about proper footbeds. So that's a big aspect of it, and I just wanted to get rid of my old, cheap produced habits and create my own sneaker that does everything for me that I ever wanted from a sneaker.
So your shoes are unisex, so I mean, I could buy the grey pair, or someone with a bigger foot size could wear a grey pair. How important was that kind of gender fluidity for you from the beginning? Was it important that anyone could wear any colour that they felt like wearing?
Yeah, for sure. I'm actually wearing the pink sneakers most of the time. Today I'm wearing a new model, but my favorite pairs are the pink ones, and I think that there shouldn't be borders when it comes to shoes. I mean, it's very unnecessary. So I thought style has no limits, and we do it all unisex, because there are many brands who sell the same sneaker to a man, and then they sell it as a woman's sneaker to a woman. In the end, it's the same sneaker, and I found it a little bit strange, and I wanted to make it transparent, so we just make a unisex product, because shoes, they don't care, you're a man.
I also think it's interesting sometimes with sneaker design that they make the women's style more slimline somehow. And as someone who I personally like wearing a chunkier sneaker with a thicker sole, so I think it's really unique that with Kūlson you can there's no differentiation between men and women's, which I think is really nice.
Yeah.
And not so.
Yeah, and now I learned that women tend to like thicker soles, because it makes your leg look different. I learned from a wise woman.
And it makes you a bit taller if
It
you're
makes
like
you a
me,
bit
a bit
taller.
small. As a sustainable journalist, I write about sustainability a lot, and I'm also reading a lot about recycled materials. Your insoles are made from recycled memory foam, and 70% of your soles are constructed from recycled materials. Are you kind of diving into a factory and taking out memory foam with you, or how does that process work?
It actually looks a bit different in reality, although this would be a funny process. No, we constantly try to evolve in this field, as recycling, there cannot be enough recycling in this world, I would say. And we make our rubber soles from, as you said, 70% recycled rubber. The rest consists of rice shells, cork, and some proportion of new rubber, because you have to add a little bit of new rubber into it to to allow some technical features. If you only use recycled rubber, then the shoe could fall apart. So unfortunately, we have to add a little bit of normal rubber into it as well. Then our footbed is from recycled memory foam, and we source these materials right in the industry where we are at, because unfortunately the textile and the textile industry or the fashion industry itself makes up for a big amount of waste in the world. So we try to go there where the trash is originating from. So we take it right from our own industry. We use textiles and foam them up for our or cut. It's a cut. I don't want to call it waste, but it's textile cuts. We foam them up, put them in our footbed, and the rubber we take from shoes most of the time, or mostly we take it from prototype productions or shoes that are thrown into the bin, and recycle those rubber soles actually. Yeah.
We spoke a little bit, or you just mentioned about the waste and the problem of waste in the textile industry. We also know that in our oceans, that's a big problem. I mean, I struggle now to go to a beach and not see a piece of plastic floating by. 4% of your sale of each sneaker goes to an ocean cleanup charity. Can you talk a little bit more about how that works?
Sure. Well, actually, as you said, we are giving the money to organizations who pull the plastic out of the oceans. In the beginning we thought about doing it ourselves, or it was the plan to do it ourselves, but we thought it might be more efficient to give this to the real pros in this field who can do it in the most efficient way. We also thought about incorporating this recycled plastic into our product, but in the end it's a little bit difficult, because then there would be plastic in the shoe and you sometimes have to question the logistics behind it. So does it really make sense to get trash from China over here and put it in our sneaker?
Ship it all the way.
Exactly, with the side feature that this shoe wouldn't be recyclable afterwards anymore. At the moment, those are like natural components. If we put plastic in there, then it gets a little bit different, although it would be a very nice marketing tool, of course, but we aren't there yet.
I mean, I guess that's the difference between greenwashing, making your customer believe that you're doing something and actually what you're doing. And I'm guessing that it's probably more effective for you to recycle or to get rid of the ocean waste, but then not to bring it over here and incorporate it into your design. So it's good that you're being honest about that process.
Exactly. Good that you see this point, because we take the trash from where it comes from. Right? Yeah. We're already there.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time today. It's been really interesting to hear about the journey of Kūlson.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.